Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev. Humongous news today, or yesterday, I should say, December 30th, 2024. Patrik Allvin, our GM, drops the craziest, honest interview with Ian McIntyre, and they've talked about the possibility of trading Elias Pettersson. Are you kidding me? Let's talk about this. I'm going to hit the intro, and we're going to get into this controversial and shocking comments. Hey everyone, thanks for showing up on this last day of 2024. This is absolutely wild that this interview was dropped yesterday. It has gone pandemonia in Vancouver land. And is this actually possible? That Pettersson could be traded? Let's dive into what is actually said, because there's lots of people that are angry, frustrated. Lots of people are just brushing this off. Let's dive into this conversation today, because last night during my live stream about solving the defensive problems, this just got released just as I was doing this video, and everybody in the comments wanted to talk about this Pettersson conversation. And I understand that this is big news. This is huge. Now, you know me. If you've been watching my videos, my live streams, my content, I have been saying that maybe Vancouver should consider trading Pettersson. Maybe he's not the guy. I'm not saying we should or shouldn't. Well, sometimes I say that. But here it is. Here it is. And so this is why I made this video. Possible trade. Petey, is he possibly getting traded? So I want to just start with something that's really amazing. And I want to just kind of throw this out there for all you people. I felt like Don Cherry, all you people who are mad at all these trade Petey videos being made about this. It wasn't Rick Dollywall, who we love. He's the Vancouver insider, often knows a lot of things that's going on. It wasn't Elliot Friedman just trying to say what he's heard or spread a rumor or get some clicks. Like, it's not the insider Elliot Friedman who said this. This was our general manager, Patrik Allvin. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal, okay? This is such a big deal is because he's the guy who's tight-lipped. He's the guy who's wise and very careful with his words. And to me, in this interview, and you can, I'll put, it's in the description already, so you can find the article, the Q&A that Ian McIntyre has from Sportsnet with Patrik Allvin, and you can read the whole thing, okay? Now, just, this is Allvin that's saying it. This is not someone else spreading a rumor, hearing a report, hearing a buzz around the team. He literally sits down with the guy who is a part of decision making, and we're going to talk about what he said. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up right here, right now, and I want to show you this. I absolutely want to show you this. Okay, so it starts. I mean, look at this. There's a huge article here, and just a reminder. It says right here, our interview with Allvin has been edited slightly for clarity and brevity. Okay, so And look at, with an organization headed by deal-making president Jim Rutherford, almost everything seems to be on the table as the Canucks head into the new year. Say what? Okay, so he's talking about, was 2024 a good year for the Canucks? So glass half full or half empty? Like, you got all this stuff. Okay, what about the overtime loss to Seattle? Tocchet, Sherwood, Bluger, Heinen, Suter, and then he gets into this spot right here. Okay. Sportsnet, or Ian McDar, regarding those top players, Quinn Hughes has been famous on defense, or fabulous on defense. Goaltender Thatcher Demko and forwards JT Miller and Brock Besser all missed significant time and then struggled to regain top form, and Philip Hronek is still out. But what about Elias Pettersson, who didn't miss a game until Saturday? And Allvin says, this is wild, everyone. I think, again, it comes back to expectations and preparation, how you prepare yourself. I don't believe he was aware of how hard it was going to be. Just because you achieve one thing to get a long-term extension, and that's the $92.8 million contract Pettersson signed in March, life just gets harder. You haven't really accomplished anything. Say what? You're not even halfway there to winning a Stanley Cup? And then obviously the mental part comes in there too, and suddenly you feel the pressure. Let's just talk about this for a second. My goodness. Did he just dig at Pettersson and that he's not handling the pressure very well and you haven't won anything yet? So you played well enough to get a good contract, but what have you done for me lately? Like, are you earning your money? Like, basically, I mean, he's saying it without saying it, right? And so this is crazy. And then he goes on, and I wanted to put this actually at the bottom so you can see it here, okay? I just copied and pasted, so I'm not changing anything. You can go look at it yourself. Ian McTire says, do you have an out on that contract because Pettersson's trade protection doesn't start until next season? I've been talking about this for months, but is moving your 26-year-old star actually possible? Now, part one, there's 4 parts to this because it's too big to put on the screen, okay? Allvin smiling, okay? Smiling. I don't know if he was smirking, smiling, if he's serious, if he's laughing. He said, well, you know Jim's history, which his history is he loves to trade. He wants to make this team better. He wants to make every team better. We want to build a team that sets us up for long-term success. I love that statement. Okay? So building around the long-term deals with Miller and Petey, having Quinn and Demko, and part 2 says locked up, Philip Hronek and Jake DeBrusk. I mean, those are big pieces. Okay, that's the core right there. That's the core. Petey has shown up to this point that he is extremely talented, quality player that could and should be the number 1 center. He's not right now. Well, maybe he is now. I would argue for the last year it's been JT Miller. But he does say, I believe in him. I believe that he's capable. So he's not the number 1 center guy right now, but I believe that I believe in this guy. I believe in Pettersson. I believe he's capable, but he needs to mature and understand that there are certain expectations and it does not get easier. Then this gets landed in part 4. This is the wild part. You need to face the music when things don't go well. You have to take accountability, right? It's like a trade as possible. The trade is possible. Yeah, no, is it possible? Sorry. Is it possible? Is that trade possible? I guess I would say anything is possible. This has caused a hornet's nest, and rightfully so. The honesty the openness. Now, some of you are you're digging into this. This is nothing. He was smiling when this happened. Anything's possible. Anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen. He didn't rule out the possibility. He didn't say, no, he's our star player. He's our future. No, we not only do we believe in him, we have no intention on moving him. No. He opened the door. He opened the door to talk about this. And you know what? They know what they're doing. I don't think he said that by accident, but maybe he did. Maybe he did. So here's the big question. Post it in the comments. What could the Canucks get for Elias Pettersson? Let's just dream for a little bit. Let's just dream for a little. Post in the comments whether you're in the live chat or in watching this later, which many of you will. This has been filmed early on December 31st, 2024. Okay. What could the Canucks get for Elias Pettersson? Post it in the comments. And I'm going to read every single comment about this, what we could get. So, in your opinion. Now, I want to talk about a couple things. This team, I love it when we interview Jim Rutherford because he's a bit of a loose cannon. That's what I like, the Don Cherries of the world, the Jim Rutherfords of the world. They're not boring guys. They say what they feel and what they know and how, what they're frustrated about, what they like, all those things. And they muted Jim Rutherford. He said too much. You notice he doesn't take the interviews hardly anymore, right? But why would Allvin say this? Was it a blunder? Was he being honest? Was he just answering the question? Was he joking around? Maybe, just maybe, they're considering trading Pettersson. Boom! Mind blown right there. Mind blown right there. That is insane. And you've got people just like Gab just came into here. Bro, I just got a Pettersson jersey. I don't know if you got it for Christmas. I don't know if there's so many people. I just went to the Sharks Canucks game. The amount of Pettersson jerseys that are around is crazy. It's amazing. And people are like, oh my goodness. And then people love Pettersson. Like, it is our beloved guy, right? So this isn't Jim Rutherford just spouting off. This is now Patrik Allvin saying way too much. Way too much. Like, this is insane. This is the last thing I heard. Now, is he trying to light a fire under Pettersson's butt and say, you need to lead? You're getting paid now. You need to produce. Like I've been saying for like a long time. So many people have been mad at me. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold that I'm going through. So many people have been mad at me. How dare you say, you're so dumb that you would even consider and say such a thing. No, they will never do that. And then all of a sudden, the GM says what I've been saying. It's time to produce. Time to earn your money. It's time to lead this team. Yeah, there's going to be pressure. You wanted to get paid. You gotta know there's pressure, and you gotta know that you got to produce. You want to win a cup? That is on your shoulders too, Pettersson. And I love it that there's this accountability, and everyone's so angry at JT Miller. Oh man, he's a cancer. He's toxic. Is he? Or is he just a good leader that hates to lose and he calls people out? Him and Pettersson have had a rift in the past. I don't know if there's still one. They say there's nothing wrong going on in the locker room. Okay. Pettersson doesn't like answering those questions, stormed out. There was a rift. There may have been rift. I think JT Miller said some things to Pettersson saying, hey, bro, you got to step up. Me and Quinn are carrying this team on our back, and here you are doing what? Like, I get that there's a slump, but you've got to overcome and get through this. You're talented. You got to do this. And so now everyone wants to demonize JT Miller. And here's Patrik Allvin saying, hey, you want to get paid? You want to get paid? There's pressure. There's expectation. You got to come prepared. You weren't prepared, Petey. You just thought you were going to go back to the office and get on the ice and everything was going to be the same. No, there's more pressure now. You want to get paid? You've got to produce. And thankfully, he started producing. And then the JT Miller comes back, and he's terrible. 6 games, no points. And then the game I go to, he scores 2 goals, beautiful goals, gets injured. He's out for a week. And then after all this conversation, and this is where he might not be mentally prepared, why would Jim Rutherford or Patrik Allvin say this? Because how will this make Pettersson feel? I wouldn't be happy if I was Pettersson and I saw this. We know that he is involved in social media. Listen, this is probably not the only time Allvin has said this to Pettersson. But why, Allvin, did you go to the press and say this? Even if you're joking, even if you're smiling or smirking, even if you're not serious about it, why would you say this to a guy who, as you can see, is having a hard time with the pressure, hard time with the expectations, didn't come prepared? This didn't make any sense. And I think he's frustrated, and he's like, I'm tired of watching Pettersson with all this talent contribute so little. That's just my opinion. How do you think? What do you think? Post it in the comments. And then this is the last one. Should the Canucks trade Pettersson? Maybe the better question is, will they? I'm still in the camp right now. I can't see them doing it. I would not be upset at all. Listen, they almost traded Pettersson once. They had the reports. It wasn't just rumors, but the reports were saying that they're saying, hey, if you're not going to sign with us, we've got a deal with Carolina Hurricanes. We've got Nations coming back and other pieces. Are you going to sign here or not? They called his bluff. He signed the deal, and then he went on a major slump. And maybe it's because he was injured. That's the only thing I can consider, but maybe it's a mental thing. I'm not sure. They almost traded him once from what all the reports were saying. Okay? So this no, you guys are crazy. You guys, you media people, you YouTubers, you content creators, you're causing a storm. Maybe not. Maybe not. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of smoke. And this, Allvin put a little more gas on that fire, guys. He's trying to get Pettersson going. I just don't think it's a great idea to do it in the media. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. There's 101 people here on the last day of 2024. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. So, Gab says, I do not believe a Petey trade will happen. He's a big piece for the Canucks. I know they want him to be. Absolutely. Steven is here. I heard Pettersson dropped $10,000 on Fortnite store for Christmas. That's a good one. Canucks are in full collapse. They might be. I don't know if they're in full collapse, but I think they're really injured. That's what I think. Yeah, really sneaky for sure. Signing Pettersson for $14 million was the worst deal in Canucks history. Definitely. I disagree. I love Don Cherry. I miss him a lot. This is going to turn into a hot messier if we don't get this right. Yeah. Bro, I just got a retro Pettersson jersey. Hope there is no trade. I agree with you. Calling him soft since signing him corrupted. You know what, man? It's hard to watch him play because he's just not strong enough. A lot of us call him Bambi because he's always falling down. And yeah. But, you know, in the playoffs, you know, he had his beard and he got cut and there's blood in his beard. That was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But I mean, he's still, 26. Yeah, he should be strong by now. Maybe this is a size. Maybe this is a strength. I'm not sure. Maybe he'll get a little bit bigger next couple of years. But yeah, I can understand why people call him soft. The Kevin Fiala syndrome, big head and high opinions of themselves. Yeah, Toymaker might not be wrong. If the Canucks are going to trade EP40, all it will take is either myself or Connie to buy a Pettersson jersey. Yeah, because how many times have you bought a jersey of someone and then they get traded, right? Canuck Tony, I knew that signing wasn't ideal, way too much for a non-game changer player. And a lot of people would want to argue with you, Canuck Tony, but let's be honest. He cashed in at the right time. He had the 102-point season and all that kind of stuff. He had started real hot in last year, all the way to January. He was end of January was awesome, and then just fell off the map after signing that deal. That was crazy. Toymaker says money players quit after signing big contracts. He quits after the $7 million bridge deal, and then again 11.6. Ouch, that hurts. Petey trade will be hard to win. I agree with that. Do not trade JT for sure. And when you ask people, well, I've been watching a lot of videos, a lot of insiders, experts, whatever, they all say trade JT Miller, keep Elias Pettersson. I understand why. It all comes down to age. But I want it to come down to production. I want a guy who's going to play a playoff hockey in preseason, regular season, and postseason. That's JT Miller. He's a warrior. But maybe people don't want him. I'm not sure. Pettersson would be easier to trade away. More people would want that young and pedigree. We'll see. But I'm with you. I don't want to trade JT Miller. I don't want to trade Pettersson if he produces. But if he doesn't produce, I want him out of here. And how do you know that? How do you predict the future, right? So, but a top 4D and draft pick. A lot of people are talking about Bowen Byram and Dylan Cousins for Pettersson. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but a lot of people be upset about that. And am I the only one who thinks his production contract is going to make it hard to get a value in a trade right now? I think you are the only one. I think people value him. There's a lot of people that value him. I know that it's hard. It is really hard to move an $11.6 million contract, but other pieces will have to come our way and then they can make it work. Trade Toymaker says trade EP40 for Tavares, who contract ends this year. Then Leafs get stuck with the anchor. Is it anchor and let Tavares walk? Maybe Leafs add a pick in. I don't like that trade. Tavares, how old is Tavares? I mean, he's older now, isn't he? Let me just see that. Let's go to Puckpedia. That's probably the fastest way for me to find it. Toronto. Okay, let's see. Tavares is 34 years old. I wouldn't do that. Thanks for the offer. Thought of it, though. Justin, I think he's just trying to push Petey kind of like he did last year when the rumors came up about the trade. I know, but okay. I think you're probably totally right on this. But when they did that last time, it backfired and he hasn't played well since. So he doesn't respond well to this. Angelo says two defense shot and right shot center, possible first conditionals. Okay, that's the trade you're thinking. That might be good. We could get 3 times actual competitive hockey players and a couple of picks. That would be awesome. Callum would love cap hit relief. Yeah, cap hit relief. Bad mistake. GM said Petey needs to grow up. I know, that's crazy. James is here. Good to see you, James, as well. This is borderline ticking you off. Have you talked to Francisco? Do you have that connection? I have. You haven't got a sense. Pettersson isn't going anywhere, guaranteed. That's the end. Whoa, really? So why is Allvin saying this? James, tell me, James. I'm telling you right now, if Allvin and Rutherford come into the office and say, this guy is not the future, we need to move him, and we got this great deal on the table, and we do it, doesn't Francisco want to win a Stanley Cup? I think he does. So, yeah. And that is a good question. What is your thing? You can just stop it already. Just stop. Dude, this is what I'm saying. Allvin said this. Can't disclose the details. It's too deep. Interesting. I mean, good. I'm glad you're here and you commented on this. Yeah, some people have said that one already. I had him to the Rangers. Most Canucks went there. Naslund, McLean, Bure. Yes, please trade him, Daniel says. Sorry, I don't want to wait for his next half of a season slump plus playoffs plus every time he's feeling hurt. Yeah. Oh, sorry, not sorry. Hang on, James has an inside story. Anyone? We might have no idea, James. You might be totally right. And I'm totally here to say this is what's being said, and I don't think Pettersson's getting traded. That's my official statement. But he's opened the door. He's opened the door either to light a fire or say it's not out of the realm of possibility. Wes, by the way, I went with Wes to the San Jose game. Normally, I make a video every time I go with someone to the game, and but I was going on vacation the next day and I didn't have time. We had a blast together. Love hanging out with you, Wes. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your Christmas surprise of going to the game together. Wes thinks that Allvin is 100% trying to light a fire. Moving Pettersson would be massive, and I don't think there's a way we could win that trade. You never win the trade when you move a superstar like Petey. This is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing, and you're probably 100% right. Pettersson almost got a hat trick. He's the GOAT, and needs to say he is not the GOAT. Quinn Hughes is way better than Pettersson will ever be. I think Quinn Hughes might be the GOAT for the Canucks franchise if we can keep him to another contract here. He is unbelievable, and I would argue that JT Miller is better than Pettersson right now too. So I'm not saying that he's the GOAT at all, but he has the potential to be one of the greatest Canucks of all time, and that alone warrants, if he does produce, to keep him. One game, Daniel says, when was the last time you had a 2-game goal before this? Spoiler, it's been a very, 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 very long time. James says, I'll tell you one thing. It's Demko first before anyone. You're welcome for that tidbit. And then, I mean, with all his injuries, it doesn't surprise me at all. That is true. James, by the way, dude, this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of my video, just so you know. I knew people were going to be mad about this. Like, I totally knew. But it's not me who said it. It's Allvin. I've been saying this for a long time. But now, finally, I have ammo to back up some of those things I've been saying that there's a possibility. Justin says, problem is, Trevor, you're going to hate what we get back if we trade Pettersson. Listen, maybe you're right on that. The team that trades the star never wins unless it's a cap dump for draft picks. Look at the Flames. Okay, you're right. Most of the time. Lindros deal, Colorado won that deal. I mean, it was Quebec at the time. Colorado won that deal, right? Think about what they were offering from Carolina, Nashus, who's been way better than Pettersson this year. A first-round pick and something else. Can't remember what the other thing was. If we did that deal, I'd be in. I don't think I'd hate that deal. I want a guy to produce, guys. I don't want a guy who's making a lot of money who's not making a difference. I think Pettersson's a great two-way player. He's really good at back-checking and doing all that kind of stuff. So I do think he's very valuable. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think for sure we'd lose out on a deal. There's possibility we'd lose out on a deal. Like, it's the Gretzky deal. That was bad. You didn't get enough in return, right? Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know. Yes, absolutely trade Pettersson. Angelo's into that for sure. No one wanted that Carolina trade last year. I was open to it. I made a video on it. My tongue is tied. I can't release any more information. Pettersson isn't going anywhere. Oh, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. And maybe this is the light the fire under the butt, James, that Pettersson needs, and he's going to turn around. Why do so many people want Petey traded? He's scoring goals. I think he's back. He's not scoring goals. That's the problem. He's not. He's getting a lot of assists. He's not scoring a lot of goals. He scored 2 goals against San Jose. He has not had a great year. He has not been good since January of last year. He was terrible in the playoffs. These are just facts. So it's not like it just is what it is. Okay. How to spell JT Miller traded to Montreal Canadiens getting Suzuki? Maybe that's a possibility too. I'm not sure. Toymaker, Leafs media wants Canucks to trade JT just like they start. The Demko wants out rumors. They want to get them on the Leafs. Okay. I mean, why wouldn't they? That's awesome. That's awesome. Happy Jacks is here. You can't trade Petey. Miller is the problem. He's cooked. Bring up Petey, DPD, and Vilander. Juleson and Desharnais got to go. Wow, that's a bold statement, and you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think JT Miller is the problem, but I do like the idea of bringing up DPD. Vilander won't be here until I just saw Cam Robinson won't be this year, but next year. Will be next year. So we're in a bit of a holding pattern. Trade neither Miller or Pettersson. I like them. That idea as well. They will both turn out. Have some patience, people. I should be the manager. I just go get 2 defensemen yesterday. Yeah, that would be ideal. But what would you have to give up for those defensemen, James? That's the question you haven't answered, my friend. That's the one that's going to be hard. Justin says, on the other hand, if you don't trade Petey or Miller, what happens if they demand a trade in the summer or next year? It'll be even harder to get value back. That's true. Jacob, good to see you. Good to see you. Sorry, been gone. This team is making me upset. It's all good. It's all good. Gravely, hey, I like Seth Jones. He gets a lot of hate, but he's very solid. Overpaid about $1.5 million, but he would thrive next to Hughes. Gravely, you're not going to like this comment, but my son and I were talking about it last night. We would trade Pettersson for Bedard in a heartbeat. I know you probably wouldn't like that, but I had someone come into my comments. It was a Chicago Blackhawks fan, and you know what he said? He said, please take Bedard off of our hands. Done. Take Pettersson. We'll take Bedard. I will be the happiest guy going. I'm telling you right now, if that happens, even if we had to take Seth Jones and Bedard, I would do that deal in a heartbeat. I don't know. But let's just say it's Bedard straight up for Pettersson, straight up. Okay. Let's just say that. Okay. I would buy a Canucks Bedard jersey as fast as you can imagine. It would be coming my way. Now, I'm dreaming. I know that Chicago would never do this, but let's see. JT makes Besser and Suter better players, while EP40 needs good wingers to make him better. Toymaker, that's a great point, honestly. I mean, Quinn Hughes is the GOAT, but Pettersson, I would agree with that, Gab. Seth Jones plus 6'8" defensive prospect Louis Kriver, right-handed shot defenseman, and Toronto's first this year. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that. But it sounds enticing. I mean, call Allvin and see if they would be open to that. I mean, Quinn Hughes is good. Pettersson has been improving. At least he's scoring. No. At least he scored against San Jose. People say you never win a trade when you're a superstar. I'd argue Petey isn't a superstar and is massively overrated. This fact should get us more in the trade than we probably deserve, frankly. That's a great point, Daniel. Jacob, everyone just needs to go into hibernation mode and wake up until next year when we have Vilander and Leckermacky and hopefully DPD. James says, I know things you don't. Okay, there are 3 players that will go before Pettersson. Management is paying you and him. It's called strategy. Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong, James. I'm just saying Allvin said this. So defense is a massive part of team play. How can Petey put up numbers? Everyone thinks he should be without the defense helping him set it up. Our defense is the root of our problems. Happy Jacks, that's probably a great take right there. I respect that as well. Justin, one player I would trade Petey or Miller for in a heartbeat is Alexei Lafreniere, Rangers. Or Spilin could be. That's wild that he's still only 23 years old, bro. I don't know if I would do that deal, but There's another guy there that Blazer fan loves. He always comes in the chat. Is it Schneider? And there's another guy. There's a young kid he likes off that team too. So we'll see. When JT Miller left, Petey was scoring goals. Maybe trade JT Miller. That's a lot of people have talked about that already. But yes, that's a possibility. I agree. JT traded before Petey. Jacob says, dude left the team and watched them struggle. Bedard, no, I know. No, hard no, right? Hard no, I get it. But I can dream, right? Gravely, I can dream. But the amount of Blackhawks fans are mad at Bedard right now is insane. Callum says EP40 as soon as he gets traded turns into Grexy 2.0 or Cam Neely knowing the Canuck luck. That's true. JT watches teams struggle. PD at least tries to play even if his head is messed up. At the end of the day, it's about producing. It's about producing for me, Jacob. So, okay, I'd give up Brock and draft picks for D-men. Yeah, I would be open to that too, depending on who they are. By the way, 158 people in here early on the 31st. That's wild, everyone. That's wild. If you're new here, please hit the like and subscribe. By the way, let me just go to the promo and then we'll get back to the last the comments here. Let me hit the promo and go from there. JT Brock, hey, trade. I would too, James. Okay, let's see. Let's just see. You'd give up Brock and draft picks for D-men. Okay. Kempe, Brady Tkachuk, Tage Thompson, a few I'd love to see EP trade for. I love Kempe. I love that guy. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I love him. But I've been saying Brady Tkachuk for Pettersson for a long time. The Ottawa Senators, I don't think would ever do that deal. But if we could do a Brady Tkachuk for Pettersson deal, that is a playoff guy that I want on my team. I really like Tage Thompson as well, playmaker. If it was Bowen Byram and Tage Thompson, I think I would do that. That's what I would do. Anything but this AHL decor. What trade would you like? Obviously, okay, so the pie in the sky, Bedard for Pettersson. Brady Tkachuk for Pettersson. Absolutely. I still like that Carolina deal with getting Nashus back and a few more pieces. I like that a lot. I do like Tage Thompson and Byram for and Byram for Pettersson. That would be incredible. I don't know what you'd have to do to get a guy like Kempe, or is it Kempe? I don't know how you say that name. So yeah. JT Miller's 2 goals, both empty netters. I understand. Hey, Coach Rob, good to see you. You might want, if you're just getting here now, you might want to go check that out, the beginning of this, and see all the details of this can of worms that Patrik Allvin opened up on us. Yeah, you can dream. Thanks, Gravely. Those fans are crazy. Bedard is going to be a great one. I agree. That's why I want him. My dream is that Celebrini and Bedard both come to Vancouver and play in their careers in Vancouver. That would be a dream for me. I saw Celebrini live. He is fast, talented. Oh man, he's smooth. He reminded me of Bedard a lot. Canucks would need a centerman, probably in any trade. Probably. Happy New Year to all my beloved Canuck heads, wherever you are. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. Tonight, we play the Calgary Flames. If we lose that, I'm telling you right now, people want to burn the city down. Just joking. I shouldn't make riding jokes. I just think that we're at that stage where it's like it's people are really upset. So we need to win this game against Calgary, but I hope everyone has a great New Year as well. Do you think Petey and Höglander could possibly snag us Rasmus, Anderson, and Kadri? I'd do that deal. I think you totally could get that deal. I think that's very realistic. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Kadri's really old, right? Let me just see Calgary, I think he's in his 30s, right? So Kadri is making $7 million a year for the next 4 years. He's 34. Again, wouldn't do that deal. Lekkerimäki is on the table. Wielander is not. Wild. Lekkerimäki was the MVP of last year's World Juniors. That is so crazy. But Lekkerimäki and EP40 for Bedard, get it done. Let's go. What good is Kempe? He's a goon and a headhunter who gets suspended. No skills. Whoa, Brian. Wow. I do not agree with that. Maybe he's done some dumb things, but he's talented, man. He is talented. Let's just go to NHL.com. Kings, is that right? Is that how it goes? Yeah. Let's go right here. Okay. Man, that's wild what you just said. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're totally right. Let's go to stats. Okay, we're heading there right now. I'm gonna try to bring this up. Stop sharing, and I'm gonna start sharing this screen. Kempe's second. Guys, he's second on the team. 36 games, 35 points, 17 goals, 2 power play goals, 1 shorthanded, no game-winning goals. That's important. Okay, let's go to hockey reference. Let's go here. Let's go Kempe. Let's just see what he's done over the years, okay? So here we are. Okay, so 75 points, 76 in 82 games, 54 and 78. Took him a while to get going. Now he's flying. Maybe it's who he plays with, but he's on pace right now to be over 80 points this season, everyone. Over 80 points. I don't know. I think he's good. Man. He scores goals. Yeah. Jacob doesn't like him. He thinks he's a goon. Rempe is who I want. Yeah, Rempe is. I would love if the Canucks trade with the Rangers, get Rempe on this team. Oh, I'd love to have that guy. Another jersey I'd buy. Excuse me. Never Bedard, too small, has skating issues besides, wow, did you just write that? Besides too much pressure by the media, it's a guaranteed failure. I don't know, man. I think he would thrive here. Doesn't even use his size properly. Okay. Two-way player, scores timely goals. Yeah. I said, just go back, by the way. Brian, what good is Kempe? I was talking about Kempe, not Rempe. But anyways, two-way player scores timely goals. Who are you talking about now? He scores goals. Yeah, you're talking about Kempe. I thought Kadri was late 20s. Never mind. No, he's almost mid-30s. Sorry, I got Kempe and Rempe. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I would love Rempe, honestly, but buddy, I thought Kempe was Rempe. Oh man, you guys all got me got confused. I didn't get confused at all. I knew exactly you guys were talking about. Okay, Canucks need a top D-man. If we could only get Celebrini and one of the Hughes brothers. Oh man, dreamer, that's dreaming right there. I love it. Good strategy would be wait for another disgruntled star to ask for a trade, swap them. Not sure of an example. Trade Demko for Jack Hughes. I'd do that, but they got Markstrom, so they wouldn't do that, right, James? I don't think they would. Once we had Ojek, Tim Hunter, and Donald Bashir on a line, that's wild. Talk about a tough line. Might be the toughest line in the history of the NHL. Is it time to bring back Bo? Nope. The answer is no. What do you think? Will Pettersson improve in 2025? He has to. He has to be better than he has. And if he isn't, then we're in big trouble. So it is what it is. Everyone. So yeah. Anyways, I've got to run. thank you so much for being here. 166 people in this stream today. Love chatting with you. Love talking about this, even if it's just to light a fire underneath his butt. I'm totally okay with that. I want Pettersson to produce. I want the Vancouver Canucks to win a cup. If that's with Pettersson, I'm totally cool with that. But if he's going to play like this and he's going to be up and down and he's going to have a lot of slumps, we got to move him. I think it was a lot of money. I wasn't happy about how much. I know that's what the market would dictate, but I was not there, and I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. And James says, this was fun. I like the back and forth. I love it, James. I love it too. Petey isn't going anywhere. Take care of your cough, hot tea, and honey, my friend. That's what I need to do. I'll go do that right away. Okay. And then Steve says that EP40 needs some gonads. I agree. I mean, he plays a dangerous sport, right? So he's got courage for sure. But yeah, Steve, I hear what you're saying. A lot of fans are frustrated. Okay. So thanks so much, everyone, for being here. Let's keep cheering on this team. I don't plan on doing a live stream. If I do, it will be late after the new year. Like, it'll be like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. If I did, I don't think I'm going to do that. But if I do, you're going to see it come up. And I might do a post-game show. I don't know. But probably not. I'll probably end up seeing you 2025. Appreciate all of you being here for 2024, 2023, when I started this channel, to see the interaction, the engagement. It's been a lot of fun. I'm at 1,600 subscribers now. I'm just so thankful for this community. I am so blessed. And yeah, appreciate each one of you. Thanks so much for being here. And of course, always, let's cheer on this team. And I hope you have a happy new year. Go Canucks, go. Smoke the Calgary Flames. Cannot stand that team. See ya.